Earlier this week, we saw a little bit of baseball drama north of the border when Matthew Ross, a radio host on Montreal's TSN 690, made some comments on a hustle play by Toronto fan favorite Alejandro Kirk, where he scored from first base. I guess this station would traditionally be covering the Expos, but alas, now they just talk shit about the Blue Jays and wait for hockey season to start, I suppose. Ross said the video was, quote, embarrassing for the sport, and that, quote, prominence of guys like this feeds negative baseball stereotypes. Kirk's teammate, Alek Manoah, took exception to these comments and, well, burnt Ross to a crisp, praising Kirk as an inspiration for overweight kids everywhere to keep dreaming their big league dreams. Ross has since apologized. On the subject, I wholeheartedly agree with Alek Manoah. One of the many things to romanticize about the game of baseball is how its athletes come in all shapes and sizes. Kinda reminds me of the instant classic meme of the side-by-side comparison of DK Metcalf and Rodrigo Blankenship, as both are a model of peak performance in the same sport. But baseball, of course, can do you one better. In the 1980s, Pascual, Perez, and Terry Forster played the same sport. They also played the same position on the same team. Relatively speaking, Forster weighed about 2.5 Pascual Perez's. Forster's weight, as you could imagine, was a soft target for late-night television, namely David Letterman.
Do you know who Terry Forster is? Left-handed relief pitcher. The fattest man in all of professional sports. The guy is a balloon. He must weigh 300 pounds. This guy is enormous. He is a load. What a fat tub of goo.
Forster had reached a crossroads. Either let these insults get to him, potentially affecting his consistency on the mound, or wholeheartedly embrace the insults, appearing on Letterman with a hoagie in hand, eating baseballs on TBS commercials, and even making a music video for his song Fat Is In. Order some takeout because today we dine on the career of baseball's beloved big boy, Terry Forster. Before we get rolling, if you would, please like and subscribe. For small ball creators like me, the algorithm is everything. A simple like goes a long way. Terry Forster grew up in Santee, California. He was selected by the Chicago White Sox in the second round of the 1970 draft. He made it to the show within a year of being drafted. Goose Gossage would join Forster in the White Sox bullpen in 1972, making them easily the scariest young bullpen tandem in the American League at that time. Forster and Gossage would both depart for Pittsburgh in 1976, traded for Richie Zisk and Silvio Martinez. Forster pitched well out of the Pirates bullpen and also took advantage of his first chance to hit regularly, batting .345. He was a career .397 batter with 31 hits in 78 at-bats. Forster went to the Dodgers as a free agent in 1978. At this point in his career, injuries began to creep up on him, bound to the disabled list on and off for the next few seasons. He was, however, healthy for the 1981 postseason run that culminated in a World Series championship. On October 3, 1982, Forster gave up a 3-run home run to Joe Morgan, who was with the Giants at that time. The Giants won 5-3, and the Dodgers' loss allowed the Braves to leapfrog the Dodgers in the standings and exclude them from the playoffs. If you can't beat them, join them. Terry Forster signed with the Atlanta Braves for the 1983 season, but was bitten by the injury bug once again. This stint on the DL would see Forster bound to the clubhouse, notably stress-eating as he watched his team play. In July of 1985, David Letterman invited the big lefty on his show. Forster sported some quick wits and provided some TV gold. Letterman compared his 1971 rookie card, which lists his official weight as 210, with his current card at that time. It too listed his weight as 210, to which Terry replied, "It's amazing what a little money will do for you." Terry also put together an impromptu cooking show with Dave, cracking open a beer and making his favorite food, tacos.
What we should do Sunday? Bring out a blanket and a little picnic lunch and watch the game.
A little red and white chicken blanket.
Yeah.
I'll bring the chicken.
All right.
You
got coleslaw?
I get the good potato salad and tacos.
It's a stretch to say Terry Forster was single-handedly sparking the body positivity movement here, but he did provide some comedic relief to Braves fans during a rather disappointing season. With so many victories out of reach, it opened the late reliever up to try his hand at music. Terry Forster and the Love Handles would release Fat Is In the following offseason. Forster was picked up by the Angels in 1986, finishing the regular season with a 5.31 ERA, but he would not make the playoff roster. He played minor league ball in the Twins organization in '87 before hanging up his cleats and calling it a career. Before fading out of the limelight for good, Forster would appear in a few of these classic Sports Illustrated commercials where he would feed his face while Bobby Valentine sold magazine subscriptions. 37 years after a pitcher who at that time held a sub-2 ERA was called a fat tub of goo on national television, we still have the foolish tendency to assume a certain physique produces results on the mound. Terry Forster walked in the 80s, so Bartolo Colon could run in the 90s and 2000s. Come on, do we really want to make this a game where every player is cut from the exact same mold? Or do we embrace the humanity and the nuance of baseball wholeheartedly and admit that through TV sports, our imagination gets away from us at times, creating a sort of funhouse mirror where we impart our own flawed self-image onto those who provide us with our national pastime? Let's let athletes be athletes. Play us out, Terry.
Chocolate cone, chocolate cone, chocolate cone. We got a brand new time when fat is fine, where being overweight is a real good sign. Eat what you want, don't exercise, cause nothing turns me on like cellulite thighs. Fat is in, stuff your face and don't be thin. Double chins are ton of fun. On the beach you block the sun. If we're in the same room and I fit in, my baby's getting small, she's much too trim. So to get my darling started gaining weight, I feed her sweets and munchies and include the plate. That is in, stuff your face and don't be thin. $100, please grow them hips. Be my private solar eclipse. This is so good. Want some of this? I am so full. Let's eat some more. Hey, you want a non-diet soda? It's good being the big tub of goo. All right, hit it. Madonna, Tina Turner always get me sick. Nell Carter, Shelley Winters make my heart tick. Take your sweet and low and saccharin out my face. Your Weight Watcher and lean cuisine are a disgrace. Fat is in, stuff your face and don't be thin. Carbohydrates are the key. Eat a lot so you'll be weird. Now a lot of people think that getting big is bad. That Jackie Gleason, Orson Welles are really sad. But Orson never drinks his wine before it's time. And Jackie's heavy money beats you one thin dime. Fat